Mr. Boys the last couple of weeks. I know. Did they miss us too?
I know they're back in school now.
We were messing with Miles on Sunday. We stayed up that late. They were like, you can't go to the break. He's like, what? I didn't.
Hey, we might be spreading out. Our first run.
Where is it? Yeah. Colorado. It's almost 11 road trip, you got it. Snapping on it.
Still a table back there. They don't look like, do they? Yeah. Hey.
I lost the other day, so
They lost. Apparently I need to get some food for them. I'm like, give me some cocktail.
I just actually, I followed in court. I followed in court.
oh, you hold forward and you got the shop. All right, you got it. Here's Alan. Wow, this is so beautiful.
That's why I'm taking her out. Basically, yesterday was supposed to be my hair wash. But I went in. She's in there.
It came out of our Disney shock treatment, is the solution. We experimented in the 70s, back in the 90s. So that's my solution. But I guess I wouldn't pay that.
What you doing, lady?
Why are you jumping up and down her hug like you did on the toilet? Do you remember that? That's the real question.
I'm sure you have a dinner. When I come late.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow. All right, we're going to go start eating and then we'll start the program.
Webcast needs better internet. Is that better? Good. We don't have to listen to you. Say that again. I would just.
Shots fired.
Ooh, shots fired. That was mean.
I apologize.
Nice, nice.
Okay, is that better?
You get the 25-year senior citizen discount. All right, so the boosters can go first into start eating here. So we'll start on this side, boosters, and then we'll go with the student athletes. So if you're a booster member, go ahead and start first, and then we'll start with the athletes moving right to left. Go ahead. So if you're a booster, go ahead. Sit down, Coach. Boy, the whole Nip Simmons family, they're rude, aren't they? They're just rude. All right. So let's start with Don. Your table, 2 tables can go first. Let's make the first 2 or 3 tables go ahead and go in. And we'll get started here as soon as everybody runs through the line.
Yes. You're second.
Center console.
I watched it yesterday.
We have to look
I was gonna say Allie, but Allie can't play either. Allie go at her ankles the next time we play, yeah.
Coach Whitcomb, Coach Carlson, you and your group can go through. Cheerleaders, go ahead and go through.
It's gonna be.
No, I didn't know you were just like songs like 2 long cuts, like where you aim over here, you know, the whole shear, and it's pretty rough. It's long, like bumping on, for which one's trying to get it close. We're all just like, ah.
I don't like being bad at things, so I had to practice when no one's around. And then I'm gonna get
She
it
won't let
down.
anyone see her.
I have to get
Will
it.
you come play?
I might know this. I like it a lot.
I have to get it down.
Do you like to watch?
Coach Kelsey, your table can go. Coach, your table can go.
I was a couple years younger than her, but I knew Jen pretty well. I saw their pictures. Yeah, I was jealous. I'm pretty sure there's not much luck with that It was right on the way.
Jen was there, I started looking good. Purposely did not post Jen, so Jen's mom is.
Jim's mom.
Coach Thompson, your table can go in if you'd like.
Thompson and Thompson? No, their table's up there. You're last.
You said Thompson.
Yeah, but what about me?
Oh, no, you're first. Casey, you and Kenny aren't matching tonight. What's the deal? I know. I didn't. You guys didn't phone each other to be matching.
Okay, so we have to take pictures of the top. That's why you kids don't back He was checking with me. He was double checking. He's like, what's going on in NSC tonight?
I think we just think I'm making excuses. Like, it's just always
I
a
thought it was
nice
funny.
scene.
I was going to make something up, but I'm like, yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
I got blood.
I think they're going out voting or something.
Thanks, guys.
We don't care about that. That's why they don't. You're right, we don't care about that.
I don't care about me.
We did, man.
Oh, do you have the little
Coach Hogan, some of your table can go.
The Thompsons have to stay.
They can go.
You're spring. I don't go.
I'm Becky Thompson.
Coach G, your table can go.
You told them to eat fast. As soon as they're up and running, we'll start. As soon as they're up and running, we'll start in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, so much
You guys can go next. Yep, go ahead.
Go ahead. Read an extra chapter.
Next time we're gonna sit with Hope.
Yeah. First, I have a test on Thursday over 4 chapters. Yeah. Very quick. But there's tests after every chapter. Yeah, so I'm taking. Today was the first day of actually working on the chapters and I was like, so I would say not bad. Well, I spent a lot of time. You read the book and then you write down all your flashcards. And I'd write down the flashcards. Right when I thought they were reading the chapter, and then change it if I but I actually did pretty good. I was surprised because I didn't feel like I was retaining much information from the chapters. Because it was like stuff. It was just like the cool stuff. Like all the like regulations and like really boring stuff. But I did alright. So 2 chapters down. All you need. But the quizzes are a little different. Like the first one was only 4 questions. Then the second one was 20.
We don't even know that.
Thank you.
Just reading through the chapters, that's hard.
So are you 2 days into it?
Yes, yesterday was all admin stuff. So like updating personal information, watching their onboarding.
The upper seniors can now go. Robert Cliff, you and your group.
They have like, I don't know if they do it for farmers.
Hi guys! Everybody gets a free raffle ticket. We are giving out free prizes.
It has like its own like server. So it's connected to theirs and then we send it all runs
Call the number on them.
What's that? Because you're handling people's money.
Wow.
Trying to figure out how their whole, it's like their own system. You know, so you figure out how everything works.
No bacon, sorry.
You have your own separate. Yeah, that's how this one is. I can't share information between any of my personal devices. It has to stay on that one. And they want you to like lock it up when you're done. Like they send you like a cable lock on your computer and everything. Yeah. It has like a, from what I read, it says you can do it because like it doesn't connect to Starbucks' internet first. It connects into where Jones's, puts like a security system on it, and then monitors everything that's happening through it. And it's kind of
Pop up. You're already online.
yeah. No. So like, I choose Starbucks as Wi-Fi, and I hit internet, and a little box pops up, and it says log into Edward Jones Network first. I've gone in and logged into everything there first.
Chase an applicant and you'll get every
Like, I had to report from you. I couldn't just like not, like you have to report it by law, and then they have to give me permission to leave it with you.
So I guess they dropped 16.
It's like a bunch of stuff like that. Like I can't, now that I work for them, I can't go open up an count someone else without asking for permission.
Probably not a good idea to do that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, because I was in
Mutual funds don't get affected by as much of the all today was just the first few chapters just rules. What does this Securities Act mean? Back from 1930 all the way up to 2007? No, but you have to know every single one for the test. You have to know what the year. They tell you not to memorize the name of it. Just remember the year. Back to work. Securities Act and the year. And then what that word is.
I had a Colombian
It's actually kind of nice because studying material helps, basically, because I'm not memorizing all.
Where's you got to apply? And he nearly takes someone in there.
It's all brand new questions.
Their goal is just
Never
to
jump in there, let's take one.
whoever, it wasn't one,
You don't pass the first time.
whoever was up front with Harley, scribbled on the paper.
Yeah. That's why they give you the whole, they're like, we gave you a full program and we're paying you, you better pass it the first time.
probably don't have a problem.
Hey, Bob.
Like if I fail the first time, I get taken again and get a job with another financial institution. Or I can apply again at Edward Jones.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to La Peak for our 7th annual Coaches Showcase. Nice to have you with us on a beautiful North Idaho evening. We have several things we want to pass along before we get to our program. Hopefully everybody got your free NIC t-shirt. If you did not, we have those for you inside next to the raffle area. We're also checking to see if you have re-upped your Booster Club membership. There's a raffle that we will be holding here with a big prize package full of NIC gear. If you have re-upped, your name is in there. If you have not, you can certainly do so now and we'll get your name in there. We have a lot of folks that are here. We want to first off welcome North Idaho College President Dr. Rick McLennan and his wife Teresa. Mr. President, thank you for being out here. And we are kind of a casual group, so if you'd like to let me have that tie, I kind of need one soon. Thank you for being here. Also, several of the Booster Club board is out here. We got Roger Stewart. You guys can just kind of stand up if you wish or just wave. Frank Darlington. I saw Frank. There's Frank. Patty Stewart. She's inside. Hello, young man. What's up? Got a lot of people giving me the evil eye today. Huh? Also, Ran Height. Where's Ran? Hey. Understand you'll be giving signed autographs of his book. Please get quick because we understand they're selling out quickly. He had, I think, 3 printed. Was that? Kitty. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Tony Ann, where's Tony? And yell out loud how to pronounce your last name. Okay, Tony Ann. And everybody knows that's watched the webcast, I am perfect on names. Robert Cliff. Hey, Robert, nice to see you again. And former Booster Club President Ron Oren. Where are you, Ron? There he is. Nice to be here. Also, we have Lita Burns, the VP of Instruction. Where are you? There you go. Fantastic. And let me see, we have Laura Rumpler, Director of Marketing and Communication. Laura, where are you? She's inside. All right, fantastic. So we mentioned the T-shirts. Want to thank the Coeur d'Alene Casino for that. Want to thank also Dave Kemp, the owner of La Peep. Give him a big hand. He's done a tremendous job. And where's Todd Banducci, Board of Trustees? Where are you, Todd? There he is. Thank you for being here. Also want to thank Bob Gibson and the Technology Department for filming the event. Thank you very much. Make me look 10 pounds slimmer, please, with the camera. And by the way, this is going to be a webcast, and you can find it on the NIC Athletic webpage. So we're all excited about that.
Go ahead. And he also forgot to mention Cassie Silvers, who's our Dean of our Career and Technical Education program.
I love Al Williams. I forgot, but he didn't put it on the list.
Way to put me on the spot there.
Hey, it's good for you. All right, what we're going to do, the coaches will be coming up here. They'll be giving a little spiel, and they've brought some of their team captains, and they'll give kind of a quick insight and a preview of their upcoming season. Of course, we do want to mention the fact before we even get to it that volleyball, their first home match is tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about that as we get closer. Don Williams, her 21st year as head coach of the Cardinal softball program, the only coach that the program has had, and actually the only team that really doesn't have a field that's under construction right now. But she's excited about that. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Williams.
I don't know, have we ever had a field? It feels like we're always under construction for us at Memorial. Oops, grab that. Get it. Right, win. All right, well, we have, this year we're starting off with 10 returners and 11 newcomers this year, and so it's a nice roster to have. We have 2 returning pitchers in Kayla Moore and Audrey Seipert, and they bring back a wealth of experience and a lot of innings, which is nice after last year's. And we have a newcomer in Maddie Mott out of Gladstone, Oregon, and she is going to have an immediate impact for us. And so we're excited about Maddie, and we're excited about our pitching staff for this year. So we're going to move forward and look for them to do great things for us in the circle. Also returning is All-American infielder Kennedy Anderson. We have all-region infielders Kayla Curtin and Megan Carver returning. And then we, rounding off the returning infielders, we have Mackenzie Schaller and Clint Korick. And so having all those returning infielders is very nice to run practice for Shay and I, so it's been smooth the past few weeks. Newcomers to watch will be Ashlyn Wynn from Pocatello, Idaho. She's a very athletic kid, very versatile. We also have Devin Amasquita from Westland, Oregon. Has a big bat. She's going to score a lot of runs from us. And then we have a local kid from Lake City High School, Bailey Kavanaugh. She has a solid bat, and she's going to bring some depth to our infield. And it's been really nice having Bailey on our roster this year. We only have 2 home dates left in the fall. Love to see you guys come out. We are at Finucane Park in Hayden for the fall. We play this Saturday. We're going to host our alumni. We have a good group of alumni coming back, and we'll be at 2 p.m. for 1 game. And then we'll play Sunday, October 1st. We'll have a round robin, and we will play at 11 and 3 p.m. at Finucane. The other dates we have this year, we're going to play University of Montana and MSU Billings on September 30th. And then we'll round off fall ball October 29th in Ellensburg against Central Washington University. So that's our fall ball schedule. At this time, I'm going to introduce 2 of our sophomores, Megan Carver from Auburn, Washington, and Audrey Seipert from Sandy, Oregon. And they're going to tell you a little bit more about the team this year.
Hi, I'm Megan. This year we're really looking forward to the Eastern region. The East has always been a powerhouse of the NWAC, and we're looking to be top 3 again this year with Walla Walla and Wenatchee. They're returning about half their roster as well as us, so we are really looking forward to being the first softball team to win the NWAC at North Idaho.
right. Like Megan was saying, at the NWAC this year, it was a tough, well, I guess last season, it was a really tough battle. Most of our league was there, so Wenatchee, obviously, and Walla Walla. I just want to touch on the people we had there. It was really good to have everyone's support. There was a lot of community members, as well as that Booster Club was a great help. We looked like we owned that place. We walked out, we had our RVs there, we had the setup, so I just really want to thank everyone who was there, came in and supported us. That was great.
Yeah, that's one thing I failed to mention. The NIC softball team, along with community colleges of Spokane, will be hosting the NWAC tournament again this next spring at the Merck in Spokane. It's a wonderful facility, and we certainly hope that you will take the time to come out and support the Cardinal softball team. It's quite a facility, and we hope as soon as our field gets done, it'll be just as nice. But that'll be coming up again next spring, and we'll be webcasting that as well if you can make it. All right, cheerleading. Cassie Motley, her second year as the head coach, former Cardinal cheerleader. Last year, she led her team to second in the nation. Cassie Motley.
Hello, everybody. All right, so last year we went to nationals with 10 athletes on the mat. I only have 3 returners. I have 26 athletes this year, right now. So that was an amazing blessing this year. I have 5 boys, which is wonderful because I can only take 4 on the mat, which means they actually get to compete for skill to try to stay on the team. I have 7 redshirting, and we are definitely going for first this year. Obviously, I wanted first last year, but second will do. We have gained so much skill over the summer already. I got 3 boys who have never flipped before flipping. 3 girls are very close by themselves. All of our flyers front flip out of stunts. And I have 1 flyer that has never backflipped before in the air in a basket toss, and she's done that, so we are initiating all of our freshmen. And we have camp this weekend, so there's going to be a lot of skill gaining this weekend, and we're really excited. We have also upped my GPA minimum for our athletes, so that's going to encourage them to do even better than they already did last year in their grades. So as to put school first, so they can't slack off. And we look forward to cheering at the game tomorrow and Thursday, and that's about it.
All right, thanks, Coach. Cassie and her crew that are here will need to leave. She's not walking out on me. My speech, though it's kind of bad sometimes. They have practice, which starts at 5:30. Everybody looks at their watch, and yes, they're late. So, Cassie, we'll look forward to seeing you for the first time this year tomorrow night at the Cardinal home opener in volleyball. All right, women's basketball. Chris Carlson, his 14th year at NIC, former national champion, national coach of the year, and let's hope to get win number 300 this year as a Cardinal head coach. Chris Carlson.
Thanks, Dick. Good evening. First, I'd like to have a couple of our returning sophomores come on up here. We got a nice crew of returners this year, and of course, I'm sure everybody knows when you get a returner at a junior college, it's like gold. So we're happy to have 6 of them as compared to 1 last year. But you know, I thought maybe I'd have these guys give their take on the situation. We've been hitting it pretty hard for about 3.5 weeks. A lot of strength and conditioning going on, but I've got Sierra Dvorak here from Lake City High School. Sierra was the only freshman, well actually our only player to be all league last year. She was second team all NWAC, Eastern Region, and she was one of just a couple of freshmen to make it at all as a freshman. So she had a great season last year, led us in just about every category. Is this thing even working? Okay. All right, good. So Sierra's back, and then next to Sierra is Gia, and Gia comes from Richland, Washington. She's a 6'2" post player. Had a great year last year. Double digits in scoring, 7 rebounds a game. And Gia, well, today she was compared to who was that? Tim Duncan. So, I mean, that's the kind of game she has. She's very smooth. For 6'2", she can face the basket, and she's very smooth and very finessey. But I'd like to get your guys' take and share that with them, what you guys see so far and what you're looking forward to this year.
Took partially what I was going to say, but so I guess compared to last year, we had a rough year, if anybody knew or didn't know, but we only had 1 returner, which was a little rough, but I think compared to last year, to this team, having 6 returners is going to make a huge difference in our freshmen coming in and being more aggressive with us. And then we actually had a super nice practice today, learning and experiencing with each other, and hopefully, actually I know that this year is going to be a lot more better than what last year was, so I'm excited for that.
But I don't know, this year, like we're started better than we started last year. Like we have more experience as a team than last year, so practices are flowing easier already, and we're just getting into the plays quicker than we did last year, so it's just going a lot slower.
All right. Thanks, you guys. So yeah, we had those 2 started for us last year. We also had 2 other starters. Lana Berg will be back. She was a starting 4-player forward for us. She broke her foot in the 2nd round of league. It was a big loss for us. And then, of course, we have Whitney Meyer from Lake City High School. She started for us all last year, hit 61 3-pointers last year. Great outside threat, great scoring mentality. So those are 4 starters coming back, and what a big difference from being a freshman with new coaches, new teachers, new living situation, all those new things that freshmen go through, that when they come back as sophomores, they're a little experienced there and they can really focus on what's important, which is academics, right, Coach? And basketball. So anyway, we're excited. And then a few of the new players coming in. We added Ronnie Harris is coming. She transferred in from Montana State Billings. She's got a huge upside to her. She reminds me a lot of Sierra, the way she plays and her length and her scoring ability, and just a great player. Some of our top freshmen that came, we got a great freshman class. Zoe Krupa is in from Sitka, Alaska. I mean, another kid in that same athletic, playmaking body type as Sierra, extremely quick and just very smart player. We got a big kid out of Montana, Sydney Hobdy, that'll back up, well, maybe, I don't know, she'll challenge Gia at that 5 spot, but real strong on the inside. She's been a nice surprise. Kelsey Yauer from just across the lake here at St. Mary's, terrific player. I mean, she is really good. Took her team to state last year, and we're really excited about what she's been doing. Koyama Young is here from Lapway High School, 1A Player of the Year. Same thing, great scorer. We have a team, I think, that just is going to be so much better than last year. Great shooting, good inside game, and we're just looking forward to getting after it this year. Last year, the Eastern region, again, was as strong as anybody. Spokane ended up winning an NWAC championship and beating Walla Walla for the title. So that just tells you when number 1 and number 2 come out of the Eastern region that, how tough our league is. But I think we're going to be right there in the hunt again this year. So it's looking good, and thanks for all your support, and thanks for being here tonight.
And if memory serves me correct, I believe November 17th, the Cardinal Tip-Off Classic is the first time you'll be able to see the men and the women's teams. So looking forward to that. November 17th, you can mark that, and hopefully we'll see you at Rollie Williams Court. Now women's soccer. Dan Hogan been with the program since it was established in 1997. My goodness, been a few years. Won the NWAC title in 2003 and reached the NWAC Final Four last season. Women's soccer, Dan Hogan.
All right, gotta get my notes out here. So actually, I'm going to start and end my little segment with some introductions. So that
You got it.
there we go. Now we got it. All right. So anyone that knows me knows that I need lots of help, and I'm lucky that this year I have lots of help. I have several assistants willing to take time out of their regular lives and away from their own work and stuff to make sure that I don't screw things up too bad, because otherwise that's probably what would happen. So first up is Becky Thompson. She's been my main assistant since 2005. You know, Becky's helped us reach some great heights. She was also a player before she became a coach, playing at NIC and being on the last team to win an NWAC title in 2003. Second up, Kelsey Parson, another former player. Kelsey played for us in, what did we decide? It was 2012 and 2013, which was close to the end of our run in the NJCAA and our move into the NWAC. Kelsey from Lewiston originally, but is living in Coeur d'Alene now, and wanted to get back involved with NIC soccer program. So I'm happy to have Kelsey on staff. We are missing a couple of other assistants. I told you I need lots of help. So Jen O'Neill, she actually met Jen at a tournament. She was the assistant coach for Northwest Nazarene. And since she and her husband have moved up to Spokane, and she's working on her master's at Gonzaga. In fact, that's where she is tonight, is in the class. Otherwise, I have her stand up. But Jen wanted to stay involved in college, and since she had got to meet me, and you know, she liked the things that we've done with our program, and she's a great addition to the staff, and you know, so we expect lots of help out of her too. Lauren Mackinson, formerly Lauren Gibson, played goalkeeper for us a few years ago. Went on to play over in Hawaii, and then came back and has gotten married and has a child. But she is not here tonight because she's at Post Peace Officer Standard Training. Did I get that right, Becky? Okay. And she'll be gone for like 3 weeks. And in that time, you know, we've got the return of Dean Thompson, who has been also part of the women's soccer program since we started it as a club back in 97, 98. And Dean's always been an important part to us, has worked in the development of All-American goalkeepers, All-Conference goalkeepers, and right now our goalkeeper from last year, Tegan Horton, is at Portland State playing for them. So those are all my assistants, and I'm very lucky to have them because, like I said, I need help. Right? And then the other person I need to introduce, although she doesn't really care about getting recognition, is my wife, Jo Marie. She's the one that keeps me sane from dealing with all these teenage women. Just quick overview. It's easier for me to have an overview to understand where my team is since we're about a quarter of the way into our season right now. We have 7 returners from our third place team last year. A couple of our key players, Kinsey Hunter in goal, returns, Nora Kennedy, who will be up here in a little bit, was one of our starting center backs last year. Chelsea Love, who played mostly as an outside defender last year, is playing outside midfield for us this year. And Marisol Guerrero, who was our left back most of the season last year, is also moving to an outside mid. no returners at forward. So we're figuring out how to score with a bunch of freshmen. So that's pretty interesting. I know how Chris felt last year now. So our newcomers that you want to watch and you have a chance to watch tomorrow night, we play Yakima. Ashley Camacho from Las Vegas. She'll be playing one of the outside back spots. And Ashley, the first thing you know about her, and you can ask her roommates, is she's always smiling. I mean, literally, she's always smiling. Her leg's hurting and she's still smiling. But she is really quick and very skillful with the ball. She might actually be our most skillful player. And we play her in back. And don't ask me, talk to my sisters. Annika Caps from, a little town outside of Yakima called Natchez. She actually was in school last year, but didn't want to play in the fall, and then came to me after the fall season was over and played the spring. We're expecting big things out of her. So she's technically a freshman, but she got a little bit of play with us in the spring. Zoe Lee and Linnea Pretzer from the Idaho Falls area. Linnea is actually our leading goal scorer right now with 4 goals in 4 games. And Zoe Lee, very fast forward from Idaho Falls. And those are the 3 that we expect to get a lot of our goal production from this year. Our biggest competition are going to be our main rivals, Spokane and Walla Walla. Spokane returns some really good players, and they picked up some new players in that I couldn't beat them out for. So, and then Walla Walla had a very good recruiting year. I'm expecting them to be a lot better than they were last year. All right, we got some. Yakima, who we play tomorrow, they also had a good recruiting year, and I think will surprise some people this year. We expect to do well against them, but they'll be much improved from what we played last year. And that's in our division, who I expect that most of our competition is from those 3 schools. In the rest of the league, there's not going to be any real surprises. Clark College and Highline and Peninsula are likely to win their divisions. And so when we move on into the playoffs, those are the people that we're going to meet up with. So now I'd like to introduce my captains. So come on up here. First is Nora Kennedy. She, like I said, started most of our games last year next to Jessica Scott at center back. And while Jess was the super athlete of the duo, Nora was definitely the brains. Just moved on because of our athleticism, but someone had to tell her where to run and what. So that's what Nora got to do. Marisol also started last year, playing most of the time at left back. We moved her to left midfield this year, and she already has 3 goals on the season, a hat trick in our last game. And so I'd like to give them a chance to talk to you a little bit about themselves and about what they like.
Okay, well, for this team, like this year, I really expect us to play very well because we're all very bonded, we're close. There's not that negative energy that as much as last year. And I expect a lot more out of our, expect us to be an attacking team. Last year, we were a defending team. But, new attackers are all great. We're all going to play well if we play really hard.
Yeah, we should be pretty good this year. We're all starting to come together well. We've got a lot of good incoming freshmen that will do good things for us. So excited for see how it goes.
Thanks for coming out this evening. Enjoy the rest of the
Up next, volleyball. Kelsey Stanley, 4th year as the Cardinal head coach, led the team to a 10th place national finish in 2015 and was the NWAC East co-champion last season.
Thanks, Nick. Dan, whenever you want to lend some assistance, let me know. We can kick the ball, I don't really care. Welcome everyone. I'm really excited excited this year to actually introduce my team to you all. When Elle told us, you know, we can only stand up here for a few minutes, sometimes that's hard for me. And I did so well 3 years ago, he said that he wanted me to actually talk longer. But I actually have, when I wrote down girls that were going to impact our team, I wrote the whole team down. Because every single girl on our team is going to be a huge impact. And every single girl on this team has a chance to be on that starting lineup. Which is fun, and it makes practice that more challenging. So right now I'm actually going to bring up two of my captains. One couldn't come, she had class. She heard free food and she was all about it. And I was like, wait, you got class right now, so it's not going to happen. Kayla Newman, no, these girls are not twins and they are not sisters. And actually at one point in time, today at practice, I had all blondes on the starting side. So yeah. So anyways, Kayla Newman at a Sandpoint. She is right now we're starting outside, and can you hear me? Okay. She's phenomenal. She's athletic. She's strong. Okay, no. Yeah. You want me to yell?
She can yell.
And she's super fun to watch. And alongside of her, Hallie Hess. She's our returning outside from Shelley, Idaho. If you remember her last year, Hallie is someone that's very smart on the court. She brings a lot of experience. There's times where she's going to have a block right in front of her, and she finds a way to get through it. There's time, I don't even know how. Very smart player, but these two girls right here are definitely leaders on the court and off. And I also want to recognize my assistant. She is new to the program. And she truly is the missing puzzle piece to our program. She's feisty, she's just fun to work with, and we literally talk from 8 in the morning until like 9 o'clock at night. And so she's a joy to work with. As far as girls coming in, I'll just say a few. Oh, Robin Reese. I expected everyone to already know this. Our freshmen, we have actually 5 returning and 7 incomers, and those 7 incomers are studs, and they're fun to watch. The 7 that came in this year, along with Kayla, Haley Eder, she's middle. You would never think that girl could do what she can do, but she's a skinny little thing that can hit the crap out of a ball, and she's really fun to watch. Along with that is Harley Cope. Harley came from Kendrick, Idaho, and she played outside, middle, right side. She can do it all. We threw her in the last couple weeks in middle, and she's been doing a phenomenal job. On top of that, our setter, Haley Templeton, she's out of California. We've had a lot of adversity this year so far, and our setter, Haley, has jumped in, and she's taken control, and she's doing a great job. And the last one, Cassidy Jackson. She is, you might not see her much right now, but I promise you, towards the end of the season, she's going to be someone that's going to shine. She's from Post Falls. Might sound familiar, but super excited this year. We're actually 9-2 right now. We're doing well. The fun thing about this group is we're doing well, but we can do so much better. We have so much growth, so much talent, and so much eager to learn out on that floor. I'm actually now going to have the girls, they do not want to talk at all, but it's good for them. So I'm just going to have you guys talk what expectations of this year.
Okay. So for our expectations this year, we're going to be the team to beat. It's going to be us. We want to win. We want to win everything, and that's how it's going to be for us. And if we don't, then we're going to come back and practice and hit it hard and figure out why we didn't.
Like Kelsey said, I'm a freshman, so I can't say much about who's going to be our competitor, but we're good. And we're working hard. She's working as hard. So I definitely would recommend coming tomorrow night and showing you guys what we've been doing for the last couple weeks.
Our talk every day that we have in practice is play our game. Don't, play to the opponent's level or whoever we may be playing. Play our game and we will go far and we will do well. We play tomorrow, Big Bend at 6 o'clock. and make sure you go out and support the soccer before you come in and hit us. So, thank you.
By the way, that will be webcast if you can't make the game. If you want to watch soccer and watch volleyball on your phone, whatever the case may be, you could certainly do that too. Looking forward to that. Also, want to remind you, I didn't mention this earlier, don't forget about the Rollie Williams Golf Tournament that is this Friday out at Avondale. Patty, we still have spots for that, hopefully. So get a hold of Patty right afterwards and get yourself as an individual or a team. It's our 11th Rollie Williams Tournament at Avondale, and the weather on Friday is going to be outstanding. Not really hot, but about 70 degrees, so that's certainly acceptable. Men's soccer, Ken Thompson, his 6th season as head coach, led the Cardinals to a national ranking and NWAC runner finish in 2014. Last season, he led the Cardinals to a 2nd place in the tough NWAC East and a playoff spot for the 4th time in 5 seasons. Coach?
Well, I want to point out a couple things today. First of all, we have a couple of Thompsons sitting at this table. Yes, they're soccer coaches. No, they're not related to me.
Support each other.
At my table is another Ken Thompson. Yes, he's been a soccer coach, and yes, I am related to him. Got him with me tonight. I've also got my assistant coach with me here, Casey, tonight. Kate over there encouraged me to refer to him as feisty. But what I think you need to know about Casey is that he is extremely competitive and passionate about the game. He spends far more time trying to figure out the video than I do, which is good because then he can teach me. He also does a good job of going back and forth between me and the players, like, oh, hey, you hurt so-and-so's feelings today. Or, hey, I think you need to hurt so-and-so's feelings tomorrow. But we're really excited about the group we have this year. Practice has been competitive so far. We have a 25-man roster. We have 4 guys that were active players last year, so we are definitely inexperienced for this level. But among our returners are our 2 captains who I brought here today. I'll have Cade and Oscar go ahead and walk up here. So Cade Broski played as a central midfielder last year. We've moved him up to forward, and he's scored 3 goals, or 4 if you count the exhibition game. We expect him to be our biggest scoring threat this year. Oscar was also a midfielder last year. We've taken him and moved him in the other direction to outside back. We've got a really good competition going among our 3 outside backs this year, and we expect to get some goals from Oscar, as well as Irvin and Cole Fawcett, who are all playing outside back. They're all guys that are athletic, they're physical, they're skillful players, and they love to get up and down the sideline all day long. Our back line, we're a little inexperienced at center back, but part of the talent we brought in a lot of midfielders. Midfielders are generally versatile players. So we've got 2 guys that are clearly center backs, but we've taken one of our new midfielders, Armando Perez, out of Blackfoot, Idaho, and he's done very, very well at center back so far without really being trained in that position. He's also scored 2 goals already, so we're excited about him as well. Anyway, so these guys have been here for a year. They've been active players for a year. I'm going to let them tell you what they're excited about and maybe what they think about their experience so far here in Coeur d'Alene and at North Idaho College.
So, my name's Cade Roski. I'm a returner. I'm mostly going to talk about how great this campus is and how great the community around NIC is. And one of my favorite things about the campus and the whole town is that everyone, it's a very open and accepting community. Like, you have all of the like open music and concerts in the park and everything that's going on. And so you're never really bored, you never feel left out really, because you can always just go around and meet someone and have a new experience that you've never had before. I mean, just look around you. How could you not love this place?
Well, I'm just going to talk about like the differences between last year's team and this year. Like, all due respect to last year's team, I think this year we just really have the work ethic, like on and off the field. Like, we always keep each other accountable as well. Make sure everyone's like getting their work done. Communication's huge too. Like, not just on the field. I mean, we talk a lot off the field. We're always talking, like we have our own little group chat and everything. But I think all those things are going to contribute to the great season that we're going to have this year. Yeah.
One person I forgot to mention that is here today too. We want to recognize him, Mark Mielke from the Coeur d'Alene Press. Mark, thanks for being here. We hope to see you in the gym a lot this year. If you're nice, we'll even feed you. Bacon. All right, next. Like Don Williams, this man has been here for a very long time in various situations. National champion as a wrestler, in the Hall of Fame. 21st season as the wrestling coach, or part of the season. 21 years head coach. 4 national championships. That's what it's all about. And that's the goal each and every year for the NIC wrestling team. Pat Whitcomb.
Thank you. First of all, I'm not funny, so I'm not going to try to be. Dick, you should take a note of that one.
That's an old line, Pat. You're using
And it keeps going.
Hold on.
Now, so I'm going to turn it over right away before I do any other introductions. Hassan Hawthorne here, sophomore, came to us from Alabama. I won't steal his thunder there, but I just want him to tell you why come to North Idaho from Alabama, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm from Alabama, and that's not a huge wrestling state, so roll tide. We play football. I met Coach Pat, Coach Carey at Nationals, and at first I was like, where's North Idaho? I'm not coming here, and why? And then I came on a visit, and I love this place, and then Coach Pat basically said, you want one of these? There's a big fat ring on his finger. So I basically came here for a national title, and this team this year has a great chance of doing that. We're working really hard. Better condition than we were last year, a lot stronger. We got Coach Brandon with us now, who's a great help. Way more focus than last year, and I see us winning a national title this year.
A little bit about Hassan that he won't probably say on his own. We took advantage of the last nice, well, not the last, it's going to be a bunch, but kind of last nice warm day. Ran Tubbs Hill. When I mean we, I mean them. Carrie and I drove there with Brandon and jumped off Tubbs Hill, and Hassan's up there, and he's not going to be left out, so he jumps off Tubbs Hill there, and we'll put that online for you to see there. And the reason I bring that up is if it's a mountain climb or Tubbs Hill or that wrestling room, it doesn't matter. Hassan's going to find a way to get that done, and I think that's just not NIC wrestling, but NIC Cardinals, period. The next one, Damian Trujillo from Roy, Utah here, 3rd year for us, an All-American 2 years ago, red-shirted, could have left after last year, trusted us enough, coming back here, and one of our team leaders, and I'll let him talk a little bit. You know how Kelsey didn't have one of her girls here because they had class? Well, Damien has class at 6, and so he's here. He's going to tell you why he came all the way to North Idaho instead of staying closer to home.
Well, he offered me a scholarship. And it was the only one that I got my first one. We got new mats this year. Come check them out.
You know, we returned 7 national qualifiers, 3 returning All-Americans. I don't know what we're going to do. You know, so far in the history of the program, we're 685 wins, 85 losses, and 4 ties. We hope to add, obviously, to that, reaching towards that 700 wins. You know, that's what we're looking for. We have 14 national titles. We'd like to add another one on there. You know, it's kind of easy when you're going up to the wrestling room and you see volleyball and soccer out there and basketballs and golf and everyone doing it. Everyone's pushing to be the best. Period. You know, and that doesn't go unnoticed by us in there. What I want to do is do some introductions. Brandon Richardson, Our new assistant coach came to us from Lakeland by way of the University of Wyoming, was down there, started for them for 4 years, stuck around his 5th year, got his master's. We talked him into coming back. Let's give him a hand. The other assistant, Kerry Stanley, in the 7th year, 7th, I believe, around there. Was a national champion for us as a wrestler, national runner-up, went on wrestle for Minnesota afterward, you know, brings a ton to the program. Kind of like Dan cleaning up after me is no fun, and he's had to do it for a while. Let's give Kerry a hand. Their wives, Kerry's wife, Kelsey Stanley, if you can stand up, and Brandon's wife, Emma, if you can stand up real quick. When I looked at them, I did say if they can do something, they can recruit. If they can get wives that look like that, they can talk anyone into anything looking like them. So I'm pretty confident they can talk wrestlers into coming to North Idaho. But another introduction at my table, I know he's going to talk, but he doesn't like to talk about himself. He's part of all of our program, Near and Dear Wrestling, is Randy Boswell. Just returned from Paris from the World Championships with USA Wrestling Freestyle. They won the World Championship for the first time in 22 years, and Randy's taking credit for that. So let's give him a hand. I think all of our sports are pretty fortunate to have Randy there. He's just not a wrestling guy, he's a sports guy. And just keep your players away from him. He'll probably high-five them and knock their shoulders out of joint or something there because he's excitable. We're excited for this year, just not in wrestling, but in all of our sports. So thank you.
By the way, I can't wait to see the Randy leap, the Boswell leap on the sidelines. Men's basketball, Corey Simmons, 4th season as the head coach. Led the team 2 years ago to a 30-0 regular season, the only time that's ever been done in the history of the Scenic West. And he's averaging 27 wins a season, and we'd like to do better than that this year, Coach Corey Simmons.
Expectations from this year. A couple introductions. First off, thanks for being here. Thanks to all of our boosters. We have a great, successful program here at North Idaho College, and it couldn't be done without you guys. So a round of applause for you guys and the support you do for us. Thank you. With that being said, one special booster I want to give a thanks to. He's probably back there doing dishes. But Dave Kemp here at LaPeep. If this is your first time here, naughty. Okay, shame on you. You should be here. This place is awesome. Dave has become a great booster of ours at North Idaho College, and you know, come out and support him and support all the other boosters throughout town. So thanks again, Dave. So a couple quick introductions. I'm going to embarrass some people because they're pretty shy. Well, they think they're shy around this, but if you ask our players, they're not shy in the gym. But George Swanson, if you can stand up. Come on, stand up. Wait, he is standing up. Oh, no, stand up. It's the same. He's the same size when he stands as sits. So and George has been with us for 4 years now, and ever since I've been here, and you know, I think we're 86-12 now, and literally the 86 wins go to George, the 12 losses are probably my fault. So he's done a great job with us. He's arguably one of the top recruiters, if not the top recruiter in JUCO basketball, if not in the country. I mean, we've had unbelievable amount of talent come through here, and he does a great job of getting guys committed to North Idaho College. We've tried to keep that same level of recruitment at the national level, even in the NWAC, and George is a big part of what we're doing there. A couple people that you might not recognize, we'll introduce as well. Coach Chris Kemp left us. He was our volunteer last year. He left us. He took a full-time job at Eastern Oregon University as the head assistant at Eastern Oregon, so we're excited for him. But a couple new introductions. Bill Richardson, if you stand up. Will. He goes by Will, but so you've heard if you can't beat them, join them. So Will used to coach in the NWAC a couple years down in Oregon, and if you can't beat them, join him. We beat him by 60 last year, so he called up and said, "Hey, can I come work for you guys?" So he does a great job in player development and working our guys out. If you ask our guys, he works them pretty hard, so he does a great job with that. We're excited to have him on staff. And then Russ Giles, come on, Russ, stand up there. A local face, you might see him around. He was at Coeur d'Alene High School for quite a few years on the boys' side. I've known Russ for 25 plus years. He's been coaching for quite a while. He used to work with the NBA. He used to be on staff with the NBA. He used to run all the NBA All-Star events. So he's got a lot of good connections, and he's kind of the we make fun of it because he's kind of the calm and collective one. I'm kind of in the middle. Like I go crazy every once in a while, but music and Bill and George are just crazy. So am I right? Okay. So thank you again. I'm going to bring up a couple players. You guys hear us talk a lot, but we're excited about this season. We've got a lot of good recruits coming in. We're pretty young as far as basketball goes. We have 4 returners coming back, but we got a great group of guys coming in as far as transfers and some recruits. Name a couple of them. We got Raekwon Evans at a point guard. He's out of Billings, Montana. Had about 8 or 9, 10 Division I offers. Just about everybody in the Big Sky offered him a scholarship. Due to some academic stuff, he's with us. He's on track and he's doing really well in the classrooms. But he's a really exciting player to watch. You guys will love watching him play. We got Keegan Crosby. I would say Keegan Hansen because we had a Keegan Hansen a couple of years ago. Keegan Crosby out of the Seattle area. I think I told you guys the last one. This is the first. This is my claim to fame. We beat Gonzaga and we beat Oregon State out of a recruit. He had Oregon State and Gonzaga both offering him a preferred walk-on spot, and he said, "No, if I'm gonna go to NIC." So he's coming to us. So I put that up. We beat Gonzaga in a recruiting battle. So next time I see Coach Few, I'm gonna make sure we tell him that. But we're excited about our team. Like Dick said, we get started on the 17th of November. We've been going here, working pretty hard in the weight room. So come out and check us out. But you guys have heard me talk enough. I want to bring up a couple guys. Come on up, fellas. So first we got Jalen Burkett. Jalen is a familiar face. Jalen started all 32 games or whatever it was for us last year. Excited to have him back. He's our leader on and off the floor. If you've seen him play, he works his tail off. He'll do anything for anybody in our program. What's great about Jalen, he is 100% a team guy. We sat him down this summer talking scholarship. He said, "Coach, I don't care. Whatever you want to do, do it. But I don't care what you got to do. If I need to move, if I need to do this, whatever. If it's going to help the team, I'm in." And so he's that type of kid. If you've seen him play, you understand that. So I just want to have Jalen talk a little bit about our group this year and kind of what you think moving forward.
Well, how are you guys doing? We got a good group of guys this year. We're very young. We have a lot of potential. We're very talented too. And we've been getting after it. We're competitive. And every day we come out, Coach, we preach the same thing. Be the nicest person and the hardest worker. It's the same thing that Coach says to his 7-year-old son. Oh, thank you. And with that being said, guys, we had a lot of adversity last year. Our coaches got in an accident, so we had to hold each other accountable. And we fought every day, and we take it one day at a time. We say one game at a time, and right now we're in our off season, but we're working every day. And we have a lot of potential, guys, so we're looking forward to get this season started and taking care of business.
So a couple things Jalen mentioned there, a couple of our team mottos is we want to be the hardest worker, the nicest person every day. We stole that from the Parkers. We went through some leadership stuff with Doug and Jim Parker. That's kind of what they built their company on, so we kind of stole that as our team philosophy. And then we talk about being 1-0 every game. We don't care if we won the last one or lost the last one. We want to be 1-0 today, 1-0 in practice. Those are a couple of things that he mentioned are some of our team stuff. Next, we got Tyler Brimhall. He's a new face. The reason we want to bring Tyler out here, every one of our players wants to get to the next level. Tyler's been to the next level. I tell our guys every time, he's a leader. He's been at Stanford and dropped whatever it was, 16 points against a Pac-12 team. He played at Idaho last year, played in all 30 games at Idaho. So he's got a high level. He's just ready to come back, and he thinks he just didn't like it there, so he came here in North Idaho because of our best recruiter, BJ Blake. So I want Tyler to talk a little bit about why he picked North Idaho College, because Tyler had a full ride offer from CSI, Salt Lake, Arizona schools. I mean, he had full ride offers from all those national jukes, and he chose North Idaho.
Well, basically, all you guys know BJ, I'm assuming. Good guy. He's one of my best friends up there at Idaho last year. I talked to him a lot about coming up here. What the best decision was for me personally to go do, and he pretty much coached me through it. I personally reached out and texted Coach Corey because I felt like this is the place for me to go and further where I want to get in future in basketball. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this is going to be the best place for me, and it's going to be fun this year.
So it's nice having Tyler. It's nice having Tyler in practice because I don't know if you know, any Vandal fans? Couple? I know Al is.
It's okay. We don't talk about it much.
Al's a Vandal fan, but he kind of hides during football season. But anytime the guys start thinking that we're going crazy, I always say, Tyler, it's Coach. What about Coach Verlin? And they're like, Coach, man, you don't even want to know about Coach Verlin. So Jalen, man, these guys are easy compared to Coach Verlin. So it's great having these guys here. So thanks again for all your support. Come out and check us out. I know we practice from about 2:30 to 5. Our other assistant coach, actually, I need to make a couple more introductions. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot, but Diana back here in the back, wave. Diana's the one that gets these guys all recruited. She does our stats. She does our stats, and she kind of cheats on Jalen's stats a little bit to help him out. But she does our stats, which helps us get recruited. And then our fourth or fifth coach, I guess, TJ here, one of our boosters. He shows up to practice every day. I don't know if that's because he likes us or his wife wants him out of the house. But he shows up to practice every day. He put over 10,000 miles on his vehicle last year, following us around and traveling, and he's about to do the same thing this year. So thanks for all you do, TJ. And thank you, all you boosters, for all your support.
Now we have, we have
Men's and women's golf. Russell Grove, his 4th season as the head coach. Coach led the Cardinals in their first NWAC title since returning to the conference in 2014 with a women's golf title, and earned NIC's 2nd title last year with the NWAC championships in men's golf. So the men and women won the regular season. The men won the postseason. Russell Grove, a man of many words. Coach, come on up.
Thanks, Nick. So I guess first off, I was going to say we have 3 returners on the men's team, 2 of which are right here, Sean Langham from Sydney, Australia, and Todd Henderson from California. Sean received a couple Division I offers, and actually last night you just decided he verbally committed to the University of Idaho. So congrats to Sean on that. So the other sophomore that's returning is Brady Nelson, who's not here right now, but we do have 6 incoming freshmen on the men's side, kind of from all over the place. We just, we have our first event coming up this weekend at Pacific Lutheran, their invitational, and that's over in Tacoma. And so we had a 4-day qualifier. First round was at Prairie Falls, then Avondale, then the Lynx, and then back at Avondale. So along with the 3 sophomores that qualified, 2 freshmen, one Jesse Henderson, and the other Connor Knowles, both are from Utah. Both are good players. So looking to get a good start and capitalize on what we did last year. So and then on the women's side, I've got 3 returners as well. All of them were, 2 of them were first team all conference, 1 was second team all conference. Our number 1 was Maddie Brown. We have Michael German and Allie Mabey. And on the women's side, we have 4 incoming freshmen. And so again, the 2 that qualified for this coming event, one was from Utah, Bailey Bradford, and the other one is Caitlin, who is from Texas. And so again, we had a great regular season and hoping to, just keep it going. We're kind of using the Pacific Lutheran event as a warm-up for our first NWAC league match. We have only 1 NWAC league match in the fall. We have 3 in the spring, along with conference championships. So kind of using this PLU invite as a warm-up for October 1st and 2nd, which is the NWAC league match, which is at Gold Mountain over in Bremerton, Washington. So kind of with that said, that's where we're headed this fall. But I'll pass it over to Sean now, who will kind of talk about, from a player's perspective, what our goals are and whatnot.
Well, considering we had such a successful year last year, you're always striving for the best. I think we had 9 tournaments and we had 6 or 7 team victories from the men's, and the girls probably won about 7 or 8 as well. We're always the team to beat. Well, we were always the team to beat last year. of course, we lost a few good golfers on the guys and the girls side. So I'm confident that coaches recruited well, and hopefully we can get a few more victories under the belt and get the NWAC title again. So yeah.
So basically what Sean said, just hopefully we can go out there and play like we did last year, and bring back the NWAC title again. That's pretty much all I got to say.
All right. He's not a coach, but I think he's the only individual that touches every program here at North Idaho College. He's not on the list, but I do want him to come up and share some of his experiences and what he tells the world as he travels the world as following the USA wrestling team that went to Paris recently. So I want to bring up Randy Boswell and just talk a couple of minutes about that experience and his thoughts about the Cardinal athletics.
Thanks, Dick. I found out in February at our national tournament for wrestling that I was selected to be the athletic trainer for the freestyle team at the World Championships in Paris. I want to tell you right now, I didn't get there by myself. Okay, Al, thank you. Leah, thank you for allowing me to leave the college and go fulfill my dreams. Okay, thank you very much. Earlier this summer, they asked me, hey, do you want to go with the team to Spain and get to know them? And so I traveled to Spain for a week. I was with the men's team and the women's team. Our men's team, 7 for 7 in gold medals, okay? And I think that opened the eyes of the world to what this team could actually do. We took off for Germany and we spent a week in Ramstein, Germany, and training with the team, and then we eventually went to Paris. Somebody asked me about this World Championship, and they said, was this the most fulfilling athletic event that you'd ever been a part of? And I had to say no. In 2011, I went to Salina, Kansas, okay? And I was with the women's basketball team when they won a national tournament. That was so fulfilling for me to be a part of that. In 2003, I was with the wrestling team. We had been beaten by Colby, Kansas, like 33-3 in a duel. They had already made up their jackets that they were going to be national champions, and we went there. They were loaded with Russians. Okay, no offense, Reveal. Okay, they were loaded with Russians, all right? And we had won a lot of national championships, and you would think that the people would want to see somebody else win. They were wanting us to win. And I think it might have been Jim and Doug Parker that started chanting, USA, USA, USA. What a unique experience that was. And for a coach to start the golf program, to have that first win, so fulfilling for me, because Al was putting pressure on us. He said, I want to know your win-loss records. And Pat quickly spoke up and says, Randy does not have a win-loss record. He only has a loss record. Russ, thank you for taking the golf team to new levels. Okay, you have done a great job. Okay, so we went into France, and it was a very unique experience because armed guards everywhere we went. All right, and that is something that we don't see in the United States. We got to the second day, there's eight guys that wrestle, and it was coming down between the Russians and the United States of America. We had a kid, Kyle Snyder, out of Ohio State, and Kyle had already won an Olympic championship at 19 years old, the youngest American ever to win an Olympic gold medal. He had also won a world title, and he was wrestling a Russian. If the Russian wins, they win the world title. If we win the world title. With 30 seconds to go, we were down, and Kyle got on top of the guy and secured the victory. You want to talk about going crazy, okay? That whole stadium, you were either for Russia or you were for the United States. There was nobody that was neutral. To be selected in that group was, it's an honor, okay? And I feel underprivileged. I mean, I shouldn't be there, okay? But what a great institution we have here. And I am so excited to be a part of your programs and to be on your bench. And so thank you very much for inviting me. Dick, it's all yours.
I think I want to just give the microphone to Al. How do you follow that? That's just the, in a nutshell, how all the coaching staff here feels about their athletes and the institution. And Randy, we're looking forward to seeing you on the sidelines once again. All right. Al will close it up. Don't forget, we have some drawings that we want to do. And some final words, and once again, thanks to David at Lapeef for inviting us into their business here tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't mind following Randy, but Randy is the perfect example of what NIC is all about. Talk about enthusiasm, energy. He bleeds Cardinal red. He's been here for over 24 years. It's amazing the passion he brings for all of our programs. He is like the ultimate Cardinal, man. He takes care of all of our student athletes. I got a chance to talk to him about his experiences. I'm glad he had a chance to share that with you all, but he exudes that passion about Cardinal athletics. And so, Randy, nice job. Thanks for doing that. You represent us well worldwide. So, one more round for Randy, please. You know, the coaches talked us into having this in the evening. They said it's so hard to get their fans and supporters to come out there to our luncheons and hear what the programs are all about. So, I was hoping for a nice turnout tonight, and thank you guys for coming out here. This is tremendous. So, you know, I was so worried about having good weather. We've had such bad luck this year with our outdoor events. We had our Coeur d'Alene crossing scheduled for August 13th. We've had 72 days without rain. The one day that it did rain, we got 4 hours of rain the morning of our Cardinal crossing swimming event, and that got canceled with 300 swimmers all ready to go out there and swim across the lake. Then we had our Coeur d'Alene cruise that was scheduled last week. The smoke was in the air where the air quality was probably the highest in the nation at Sandpoint and not much better down here. And so I was sitting there thinking, are we going to have another bad outing for outdoor events? And you couldn't ask for a better outing out here with Lapeef right here on the river. This is what Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is all about. This is why our athletes is here. This is why our booster club is so special. You all come out here and support us this evening. Give yourselves a round again. You all know Dick. He's a special member of our program. If he mentioned the webcast, we have one of the best quality webcasts of all of our sports programs. He does home events for volleyball, home for wrestling, basketball. He does year-round, home and away. Our fans have been growing throughout the nation and sometimes even across the continent because of his telecasts and webcasts. And Dick, thanks for the job you do. You're so professional. You make us look good regardless of who we're playing against. So congrats to you as well, Dick. Dick mentioned Patty Stewart earlier, but she was inside as she always is. Half the time she misses most of our events because she's behind the scenes, either collecting money at the door for our auctions or taking care of the athletes behind the scenes. We want to give Patty another round of applause. So thanks for what you do, Patty. This is my 15th year here as AD here. Went to school here 40 years ago, which is amazing when I think about that. I know, it's scary, isn't it? I know, it's amazing. I still fit my jersey with the one I played in back in '78, but it only goes this far up on my stomach. When I came here in 2003, we were still in the NWAC for some sports, and they were talking about transitioning out of the NJCA back. In the first year here, we had to fight about changing conferences, and I know we had that soccer team. We both went to the finals in the NWAC, and Dan was there in 2003, got us a championship. We were runner-up in men's in soccer. We were still fighting the NJC. We were national power in all sports. And now we fast forward 15 years from then, and we're back in the NWAC. The success we've had so far in our programs is amazing. We've already won championships in the East region for men's soccer, softball, volleyball. Golf's won regular season championships already. Women's soccer's been to the Final Four. Softball went to the Final Four. Every program we have has had success already. Men's basketball in the East region. Women's basketball is going to get it going, but we've had success already. So every game we play in the NWAC, we have a bullseye on our back. And when you see the jubilation these teams have when they beat us, whether it's regular season, whether it's a scrimmage, they are so happy to beat us that it's amazing. They storm the floor when they beat us in a scrimmage in a jamboree, and it just shows how excited they are to finally get a chance to beat us. And so the good thing about it is it doesn't happen very often. And with our coaching staff here, it won't happen very often. That's what I love about being here. You know, we talk about the support that we have in the community. They rival us. They envy us because they come to our gym and they see the crowd support that we have. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. And couldn't be proud of being a part of this program and what we do. And thank you all for our supporters here for our Booster Club. It is definitely the best in this region. Doesn't matter what legal conference we're in. North Idaho College is going to be the best in this area. Respected worldwide, nationwide. Academically, we had a 2.93 GPA last year for our whole department. We had 4 academic All-American teams with GPAs above 3.0 with golf, women's soccer, women's basketball to 3.41 GPA, and volleyball. So talk about doing it on and off the court. It's amazing what our teams are doing, what our coaches are doing, and the athletes are bringing in here. It doesn't matter whether they're playing for a national championship. They want to be a part of our program. They talk about the respect that we have and the respect we have not in this region but throughout the country. They're still coming here, folks. Like Corey mentioned, they're turning down NJC scholarships to come here because we're sending kids off, we're doing it the right way. And it's kind of fun to see the success and the stories that come back. And when kids are coming in here from four-year school and say, I'm going to come back here and get that experience here and then go off again, that just shows the quality of coaches and the emphasis we're doing on the success of our programs that makes me proud to be a Cardinal. Enough of that. Coeur d'Alene Casino gave you guys some nice shirts. It's going to be nice. They're going to, they asked why they only have extra large and large. They only saw 2 members of our staff. They just saw big and bigger. So they said we're going to have XL and large. So that's why we only have those size shirts. But we're going to have a homecoming next week for our home soccer matches versus Walla Walla next week. So we're going to have a little cookout for them. It's a rival match. We didn't want to have versus Yakima tomorrow. We wanted to have where it's a bigger crowd. Both the men and women are playing. So next week, if you're in the area, come out. We play at 2 o'clock and 4:15 versus Walla Walla. It's a big rival. We really, really enjoy beating them. So come on out, help us out. If you didn't get a shirt tonight, come on out next week. But come watch our teams. We're contenders in soccer. We both made the playoffs last year, made a great run. So that's going to be 4:15 for the men, 2 o'clock for the women. Come on out and see our teams. I can mention volleyball tomorrow and then and Thursday as well. You should have gotten your home event schedule. That's got all the home events. That's that big handout the Coeur d'Alene Press did for us. Thanks, Mark, for what you all do. Let me hand that up, please. Let me just see what that looks like. Yeah, big one. Here we go. Every home event for all of our teams that are in there, for all of our sports. So keep that, hold that. That's got all of our home events. So you should have gotten that in the mail. If not, grab a couple on the way out of here. We have a lot of them, but let you know not to miss any of the games that are on our home event schedule. We send out Booster Club newsletters. You should have seen Randy Boswell. He was on the cover of that. Hand me that one, too. Booster Club, thank you. You're like my Vanna White over here. You're looking good. Our Booster Club newsletter, you get that at least once a month. That has all the updates on all of our programs. It's got newsletter information. Our Booster Club meets twice a month. Usually we are at the Outback Steakhouse the second Tuesday of each month. And the last Tuesday of each month we're at the Coeur d'Alene Resort. This was a nice change of pace to get you all out here, get you a chance to relax and hear all the coaches speak, and give a little bit more about the program, more details. Some speak longer than others, but it's always fun to hear them always speak too. Here we go. And here we have our calendars. We have our scoring, what do you call this thing? Schedule cards for both women's soccer, and volleyball in here. So put that in your pocket as well too. We want to make sure you have no reason to not attend an event. And since you're here, we want a little bit of your money. And so, you should have looked on your table. If you did join the Booster Club, we have a special drawing for you tonight. If you already are in the Booster Club, or if you joined tonight, you probably got one of these little white tickets. These little white tickets. Those people who join the Booster Club, we're going to have a drawing after a few giveaways that will have a bunch of Cardinal goodies, their passes, appetizers. We have our great sponsors from Outback Steakhouse, Bonefish, sweatshirts, season passes, all kind of goodies in there that Patty put together. So if you have a white ticket, pull that out right now. You only have a white ticket if you are already in the Booster Club. Now we want all of you all to join. So you missed this tonight, we will still take your money later. Okay, the winning ticket. Cindy Nips. How about that? Congratulations. Congratulations. More NIC apparel. That's all you need around the house. We do have some giveaways from some other boosters here. I want to thank, I can mention here, Dave Kemp and his staff do a great job. Idaho National Guard's been a great sponsor, ICCU. So pull out your red tickets. Got a few items to give away. We're going to wrap this up fairly quickly, but we probably have about 10 items we're going to give out to make sure you have more apparel. So the first one from our good friends at ICCU, who sponsored our 3-on-3 tournament. For those who are out there, we probably had about 10,000 fans that came that weekend for the 3-on-3 tournament. We thought it was going to be smoked out as well, too. We got that in, and we had over 200 teams, so thanks to our athletes for manning that. The first number is Like Larry
Would
said.
you like me to read that for you?
Raise that. Hey, that's no reflection, Larry. I really can't see. He talks about my eyes and racquetball all the time, but just read those off.
0002, last four numbers.
ICCU mug. There we go. Thank you. We just talked about our Coeur d'Alene shootout, the biggest event in the Northwest besides Hoop Fest.
Last four numbers, 0035.
35?
0035, right there.
There we go. That's your size too, Russ. There we go. The defending champion volleyball program donated a shirt here. Does not fit all of us, but it'll look good on some of you. The number.
It'll probably fit you perfect.
One arm, maybe.
0023. 0023.
There we go. There we go. There's a winner right there.
I believe you.
Okay, we got an NIC shirt. We're going to have similar shirts from Nike for our golf tournaments. Kind of reminder, get your teams in for the golf tournament at 1 o'clock at Avondale. We still have some spots left.
0114, last four numbers, 0114.
Oh, here we go. One here.
There he is. There's Larry. That will fit you, Larry. How about that? Okay, another volleyball shirt. Come on, Dick.
You're telling me to hurry up? 0093. 0093.
Over there.
Kelsey won it? No, I'm sorry.
Over there.
Okay, another Coeur d'Alene Resort. Not Coeur d'Alene Resort. Coeur d'Alene shootout shirt. Medium. Did you win that? All right.
0110. 0110.
Oh, Michelle.
Well, there you go. Uh-oh. That must be Larry. I blame Larry. Anyway, Idaho Central Credit Mug. How about them? They're one of our good sponsors there as well.
0040. 0040.
Sorry, Michelle.
There we go. Thank you. We're going to double up a little bit. You get an Idaho Central flag and a t-shirt.
0101. 0101.
There's Frank. There we go, Frank. This is not going to fit you. We'll get you something later, Frank. The pennant you can wear around, though. Let them move your Cardinal colors. Got a sweatshirt. NIC Athletic sweatshirt. As it gets cooler, come out there and wear that.
0117. 0117.
There we go.
I don't deliver. I'm kidding. Oh, thank you.
Got another nice volleyball shirt. Get some for the ladies, hopefully. Give me a winning number.
Winning number, everyone's been a winner.
There you go. You are a winner, Dick. You're a winner in my book, buddy.
0094.
94?
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. We'll do one each. For my good friends at the Idaho National Guard, we've got some nice coffee mugs.
0092.
There we go. There's our friends at Custom Den that do all the best embroidery and trophies in town, right over here in Riverstone. Thank you, former Everson Jewelers.
He just gave me his.
He just gave us his Blues Club membership, so another sweatshirt.
0098. 0098.
No one? 98?
0098.
Someone's left.
They have to be here. Nobody left.
Cheer. A couple
Oh, cheerleading left. Okay.
0098.
Okay, one more.
0021. 0021.
There we go.
Russell Grove, all right.
Congratulations, Rush. Okay, three more real quick. Another National Guard mug.
0097. 0097.
There we go. Right over there. Coeur d'Alene shootout shirt.
0104. 0104.
There we go. Rand Hay, thank you, Rand. And the last prize of the evening, drum roll.
0039.
There we go. Todd Banducci, and so it pays to come. Pays to join the Booster Club. Now, I want to thank all you all for coming tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. I want to see you guys at the volleyball games tomorrow. Soccer game at 4 o'clock. Soccer at 4 o'clock. Volleyball at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, we have, on Thursday, we also have volleyball at 6 o'clock. And then remember, next Wednesday the 20th, homecoming, Walla Walla doubleheader, 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Thank you all for coming. Make sure you drive home safe. Grab a Booster Club application on the way out if you have not. Let's thank you all for your support. Have a good evening. Thanks for coming out. Right at 7 o'clock exactly. How about that? Have a good evening.